Hey, what's goody everyone? It's Yamron, and I'm back with another video. Now, the topic of this video today is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They have about 15 albums. I saw Triple J do a video where some man, I don't know who he is, I'm not Australian, but he listened to their entire he listened to their entire discog in one day. and I was gonna try to do the same today. It's already 12:51 p.m. so I'm gonna be up till the wee hours of the night. But I just wanted to say, as a music fan, you sort of want to know it all about music. You sort of want to have heard everything so that you can give your take on everything. And that's something I struggle with, because although I want to give my take on everything and I want to know it all, part of me also gets daunted by how large some artists' discographies are. So like an artist or a band like King Giz, they have 15 albums, and it's kind of like, where do I start and like, how do I continue afterwards? It's kind of easier to get into an artist with less albums. So part of my problem though is that sometimes I don't listen intently to an album. Instead, I'll kind of listen to it while doing other things, and then like I won't have a clear picture in my head of what I actually listen to when I'm done. So this is going to be a sort of test of will, of patience, of attentiveness to try and go through their whole discography. I'm going to be recording in between. After I finish one album, I'm going to record again with my take on it. It's going to be a long day. First album up, 12 Bar Bruise, released September 7th, 2012. All right, let's get into it. I'll see you guys on the other side of this one. Beep. Hey y'all, it's the morning after, and I just figured I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that I myself put out a project called Notice Me. It's streaming everywhere. It's on Bandcamp and whatever, link in description. Anyway, back to it. 12 bar bruise. And I'm not talking about the bruise you pound. I'm talking about the bruises you get when you get pounded. Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. Bloody Ripper. That song was hard. I Called My Mom. That was hard too. I think I like the second half better than the first half. A lyric that stood out is on Muckraker. Pissing shit off porcelain. Because it's kind of true. A lot of times you don't want to take the toilet brush to the, go through that whole process. So sometimes all right, video cut off. Anyway, next up, Eyes Like the Sky. Wow. First of all, that was crazy. I had no idea going into that it was going to be that. And that was just like a movie. When it ended, I wanted more. Like I didn't think it was going to be over. I was like pretty into the story. On the Godman's Goat Lust, like the first minute of the track, when that, sordid event is going down, the music is so eerie. It unsettled me. Evil Man, the music for that one goes crazy. Like the B section of that. Fort Whipple, the natives and frontiersmen called him Blue because of his eyes, but also because of the awful and most sad expression he carried on his face. The expression of someone who kills with compassion, but no mercy. But yeah, that was a cool experience. So next album, Float Along, Fill Your Lungs. All right. This one, it was okay. The first track was so good. I think I prefer the first album to this one. I think I'm not used to, or I'm not particularly fond of so much distortion and like harshness. It's hit or miss on this album. Next album after Fill Your Lungs is Oddments. I think I like that one a bit more than the last one. I was thinking about what I said during the last one, and I think what I was trying to express was that I didn't really like the guitar tones, or just like maybe the wall of noise, like it was like kind of harsh and even scary a little. But this one, it was more chilled, laid back tone of guitar. Still had distortion, and I liked the distortion. So it's not that I don't like Distortion. I guess it's just kind of how it was used in the last album wasn't my sort of preferred palette, whereas this was kind of like my preferred palette of all of the albums so far. My favorite songs were Work This Time and Homeless Man in Adidas. Okay, 4 albums deep. I don't know. I just imagine it's going to get tough to just keep listening to music. But yeah, anyway, I'm in your mind fuzz. I'm in your mind fuzz. I think that was my favorite one so far. It was really headbangery, like really well done. Something that I haven't mentioned so far is just how good musicians they are. So I'm kind of taking that for granted when I am giving my thoughts on each album, because it's kind of a given. You can hear it. Empty, that was a good one. It was like a waltz, and it was pretty catchy. And also, like, I'm kind of an empty man myself, so I could, the lyrics were relatable. Am I in Heaven? That one went off. The drummer did his thing. It felt apocalyptic. It matched the lyrics and its apocalyptic sound. Slow Jam 1. It kind of made me think that this album is about internal turmoil. I guess maybe I appreciate this album because I'm more of an internal kind of person. Yeah, this is my favorite one so far. And now we're Quarters. Quarters. Real nice one. You know what? God is in the Rhythm, the third song out of the 4, is so good that I don't know, like, if I was able to fully enjoy the one after that, because it was so good. It reminded me of the Sean Kingston song and also the Led Zeppelin song, which are like kind of the same exact song. I wrote that I'm loving this. It had beautiful guitars, and it was kind of unhinged in a way, because it had like the classic chord progression, but like because it was so long and kind of out there, it felt unhinged in that way. But yeah, one thing about this album is that it had like these crackles going on throughout, and they were kind of putting me on edge. I don't know if it was added later or if it was just like the recording equipment had crackling in it. I couldn't relax when I kept hearing the crackles, but I don't know, maybe that's just because I record and so I worry about crackles, and maybe other people don't care about crackles. But yeah, that was cool. 10-minute songs. For me, it's kind of hard to stay tuned into one thing for 10 minutes. I think I might have a brief nap before I move on to the next album, just because Cammie sleepy. The next album is Paper Mache Dream Balloon, so we're gonna get to that right now. Paper Mache Dream Balloon. That one was better than all the other one. That one was my favorite so far, and I was just amazed at how this dude can write so many songs and then record them all with such precision, great like engineering and everything. Yeah, I love the pianos throughout and the acoustic guitar, the way that was recorded. It just sounds great. And I feel like, do they have 2 drum sets? Did they have 2 drum sets the whole time, like throughout all these albums? I don't know, but I feel like they had it at least for this one. You could tell on the cover. Also, all the album covers are so good. It's like, what? How do you keep making such good album covers, or getting such good album covers, like collaborating? I don't know how it's done, who makes them, but shout out to those artists, if you know, because that's so much. And this one, I love it. I love the album cover. The chorus on Time Equals Fate, it touched me. You know, that one spoke to me. The intro track, Sense, that was a great way to start it. I don't know, I just love it. I like all the way their music sounds. It seems so unique in its sound. Like, I guess in the way that it's recorded, or like how the drums sound. It's like their own unique sound in that way. I don't know, it just keeps going up. Let's see what's next. It's Nonagon Infinity. Oh my god. Let's go. That was okay. That was alright. I don't think it's for me. Sorry. Subjectively, it's just not the type of stuff that I'm into. It had some interesting things on it though, some interesting songs. Mr. Beat, Death Roll, because it made me think of the alligator death roll, you know? I saw a YouTube video of an alligator death roll another alligator's arm and ripped it off. And so yeah, that's pretty gnarly. You guys check that out if ever you have the time. Road Train, Nice way to close it out. I know you're supposed to loop this one. Maybe eventually my taste will develop into something like that, but for now, I'll just appreciate it. Next up, Flying Microtonal Banana. I don't know. Let's see. What's up, everybody? Back again. It's nighttime now, you know. Had to protect my eyes. But we're still at it. We just finished Flying Microtonal Banana. I really enjoyed this one. I was thinking about like which albums would I return to first, and I feel like this one and Paper Mache Dream Balloon would be the two that I feel like I would want to listen back to first off after this is all over with. I was kind of wary at first just because I don't know, I don't think I've ever listened to microtonal music and I didn't know how it was going to be. I can't even wrap my head around microtones. I don't know what's going on. Songs I liked, really loved, Melting, Sleep Drifter. I love the lyrics to Sleep Drifter because that is such a good feeling when you're in between sleep and awake, especially if you're not supposed to be asleep and you're like, oh, I shouldn't be asleep right now, but and then you drift off. Definitely enjoyed this album a lot, and I'd put it higher up in my ranking so far, my power ranking. We're 9 albums down, 6 albums to go. It's already 9:45 p.m. I'm gonna take a shower before I listen to this next one. I'm trying to take a little bit of a break in between albums so that I can sort of adjust and get comfortable again and, you know, get back into it feeling a bit fresher. In a way, it's not as hard as I thought it would be. I one time did this with Kanye West with his discography, but this was like before Yeezus came out. So it was only like 6 albums. And by the end, I was so sick of Kanye West. I didn't want to hear anything by him anymore. But I was 15 at the time. So maybe you're more mature, you're more patient, or time just goes by faster nowadays than it does when you're 15. So also, just because all these albums are kind of different in ways, every album is like its own experience and has its own ideas to portray and things like that. We're gonna do now Murder of the Universe. Whoa mama, that was intense. I was reading about the 3 stories afterwards and I pretty much followed it. You know, not to brag or anything, but I kind of was following along. Like I got it. I love the narration. It kind of was ASMR a little. And I'm not even one to usually get tingles or anything like that. But I guess the narratives that were given, I was able to be drawn in more than maybe on some other stuff. Yeah, Murder of the Universe. That one was out there, but in a good way. Next up, Sketches of Brunswick East. That was good. A jazzy one. It was good. It's a jazzy one. It was good. Well, first of all, the palette was beautiful. The sonic palette was beautiful. I loved like the flutes and the recorders. I think it was a recorder in there. Spider and Me. You know, that kind of made me want to put my differences aside with spiders because personally, I'm not too fond of spiders, but the song kind of made me want to reconsider that, you know, that position that I take. I'm noticing like a trend of apocalyptic lyrics in a lot of these albums. And I'm just like posing that as a question, like, what's up with that? You know? The field recordings on Dusk to Dawn. Wow, you know, and it really adds to the track, but they just sound great themselves. I just wonder, how could you get such good field recordings? Even the dog barking, like in the distance, I thought it was like out my window, like it was a real life dog. Oh yeah, and You Can Be Your Silhouette. What a lovely lyric. What a lovely written song. I love that one. And I wrote to remind myself to play that when I'm in my next downward spiral. Moving on, we got, I think, Polygon Dwanaland, which I've already heard, but I'll hear again because we're going through the whole thing. We're not taking any shortcuts. Crumbling Castle, right? That's the one, right? Crumbling Castle. Anyway, all right. I'm just gonna play it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have now crossed the threshold. We are now entering spooky hours. It's 2 a.m. on the dot. Just finished Polygon Guanaland. You know, it's been a while since I heard it, and it kind of felt like I hadn't heard it at all before this. It was good. A lot of synths. It feels really unique, even in their discography, I think. But maybe it's just because I heard it before. This damn mic stand, I can't stand you. I can't stand you. But yeah, so we've crossed into spooky hours now. Only 3 albums left to go. Final thoughts on this album. I also think about the extra colors. I've heard about these extra colors, you know, and I think about like, dang, you hear about one that's kind of like blue and yellow, but not green. And I think about that sometimes. So tetrachromacy, that one captured my imagination. But yeah, so next one, this is the last one I haven't heard ever. Gumboot Soup. Let's get into it. Gumboot Soup. That was lovely. I liked the mixture of the light and the heavy. It had like an element of randomness, like a grab bag. I know that this was kind of like where they put all the songs that didn't fit on the other 4. Yeah, there was some really cool moments. Beginner's Luck. The lyrics are so great on that, and the music juxtaposed with the sort of lush music, or I don't know if it's lush, but it was like, you know, like it was shimmery. I feel Down the Sink, you know, I'm a city boy, you know, I could really resonate with that one. Down the Sink, a great song. Sleeping In, I sleep in all the time. I feel like sometimes you need to sleep in, and that's definitely what this song is trying to express. So I agree, you know. I'll say this about the album. I'll say this much. I like the album. Gumboot Soup, I like it. So now we got 2 albums left. They're both from 2019. I've heard both of these, but I'm excited to hear Psy Boogie and Plastic Boogie. Yeah, so the next album is Fishing for Fishies. Alright, that was Fishing for Fishies. You know, I was reading the lyrics along and I was on Genius, and there's I guess a lot of lore that I haven't really delved into. As far as the lyrics, there's like an ongoing story having to do with the cyborg from Murder of the Universe. Yeah, I actually didn't write any notes, but I listened to the whole thing. I swear to gosh, I did enjoy that one. I thought that was a good one. I love the album cover too. Get up. Well, one song that was interesting was This Thing, because I was reading the lyrics along and kind of reading the descriptions, and it's like I just think the lead guy, Stu McKenzie, I just think he writes good lyrics. He's got the chops lyrically, you know? And I think that like through listening to the discog, I heard the progression over time, cuz like the lyrics from the first album were kind of like just lyrics. God, I sound like I'm drunk. I just think that he upped it from then to now, and it's really impressive to see, and it's really inspirational, you know. And so yeah, with that, we've got the last album in the discog. So after listening to this, I will have listened to the entire studio albums of King Gizzard. Infest the Rat's Nest, I Can't Stand This Mic Stand, Be Back. We made it. We did it. That one was so good. Like reading along to the lyrics on Genius and like the annotations and just like following the story. God, I really loved that one so much. I listened one time before, but like I wasn't reading the lyrics, and I was kind of, I guess I just didn't have that full attentiveness. But wow, somehow that was cathartic. That one, the rage of it, the chaotic sounds, the chaos, the anger. That one was woo. But I guess I should say something to close this off. So we made it through 15 King Gizzard albums. It's 4:15 a.m. But that was a good experience, and I feel like I admire them. Like I'm excited to see what they come out with next, and I just want to listen again back to the albums. Let me think of my favorites. This one, Paper Mache Balloon Dream, Flying Microtonal Banana, I think, are my top 3. I don't know, maybe I'll do this again with a different artist or band's discography. I was thinking about it like in the between times, and I was thinking like Tupac, The Cure, Kate Bush, just like some that I haven't really listened to any one of their albums fully. So I might do that. I might do this again. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite King Gizzard album? Peace, guys.